I'm about to give you the only piece of dating advice you will ever need. Your man should be treating you like he would treat his celebrity crush if he got the opportunity. Do you think that if he took Margot Robbie, Megan Fox, Lori Harvey, one of these insanely beautiful, sought-after women out on a first date, would he make her split the bill? Would he be telling her like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship right now? Would he be going hours without texting her back when she doesn't know where he is or what he's doing? The answer is no. So don't settle.
Welcome to The Wall. As you know, modern women have high standards when it comes to relationships, even though they don't want to commit to one. Today, we're going to take a look at several single mothers who want a man to bring everything to the table just so they can decide whether he gets a chance to be a stepdad. So don't miss this video. We've got some big offers coming your way.
No, males are not choosing, but
Oh, yes, they are.
I do find it hilarious how they are all like, yeah, we're done with women. That's why we're all single, because we chose to be done with women.
You know, if someone tells you something often enough, maybe you should start believing them because, yeah, a lot of men are just completely done with dating.
You guys didn't choose that. You know you didn't choose that.
Oh, but they did. What exactly is so hard to believe about that?
You know that right now women are becoming really picky and not choosing men that all they do is bring a paycheck.
Like I said before, there's a lot of women that are very upset that a lot of guys are actually choosing to be single because they want all of the power for themselves and to be able to dictate who they date. It is incomprehensible to some that guys actually can choose who to date.
Although there are still women out there who will accept that. And I suggest you go find them and leave us alone.
Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem at all because it's almost like personality types similar to some that we've just seen are almost the very reasons why a lot of guys are choosing to remain single.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Clearly, they're being choosy because a woman wouldn't make a video about this unless it was bothering her. The strange thing is, this is exactly what women asked for. They wanted to be strong and independent. They wanted men to leave them alone, and men listened. You know what's ironic? In 90% of the dating scenes in this country, the main requirement from almost every woman is that the man brings a paycheck to the relationship. And the bigger the paycheck, the more women you get. So, brother, go for the big check first. Because with them, it always plays out the same. They'll say one thing, then do the complete opposite. That's how they end up at the wall. And the wall doesn't forgive.
What I'm looking for in a man as a 29-year-old woman who is a single mom and a widow, this is just my opinion and how I feel. So just remember that when you're listening to this. Of course, I want someone respectful, kind, smart, someone that believes in God. I would prefer not to date somebody in the industry, whether it's like a food server, a bartender, any of that. I just don't want that for my life. I don't want to be stuck in Vegas forever. I would prefer somebody that has hair on their head, somebody that has a good set of hair, somebody that is good with kids, that likes kids, because I'm a mom. So if you do not like kids, we're not going to work. If you don't understand the work that goes into being a mom with kids, then we're not going to work. I fear men just think like they're animals and we can just lock them up in their room and just, like hang out. But that's not how it works. Okay. So that's important. You need to have a car. And I used to say like I would prefer that they had a house, but they don't necessarily have to have a house, but you have to have something like be able to provide for yourself, a place to live, if you're living with mom and dad, it's not going to work. I love teeth, somebody that has a nice smile. I love that. Somebody that cares about their health and fitness and that loves to work out and do that sort of thing. I like to take care of myself in that way. So I would prefer somebody that's on that same level. I also would prefer somebody that does not smoke tree. I have nothing against it, and occasional use is okay, but I do not want to be with somebody that cannot go hours without it. It's just not going to happen, not for me. Same with any substance, actually. So that goes for all substances. Somebody that has a good relationship with their mother. I feel like that's just a telltale sign of the type of person they are. I also would prefer somebody that is handy, that can use tools, that can do that sort of stuff because I've been doing it by myself. I would prefer not to have to hang up a TV. If you could hang up a TV or build something, that would be great. I would love that. I'm not needing Bob the Builder, but you need to have some skills with tools. I'm sorry. I would prefer somebody that is 5'11" or taller. Maybe that's shallow. I don't know. My husband was 5'11", so I would like for it to be the same or taller. You need to have a job. If you don't have a job, don't even talk to me. I will not date somebody that has to go out all the time. If you are constantly out partying or feel the need to do that, no. I think I already said this, but somebody that believes in God, I have to be with somebody that knows he's real, that is God-fearing, because I will not be the one to try and convince you that God is real.
Damn!
I've got nothing against a woman who's a widow and stayed loyal to her husband. Honestly, I'd say she's got potential. But let's be real, she never said she'd date a single dad, which is what she should be aiming for. Because what she's asking for, in my opinion, is the apocalypse 666 to 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, and a six-pack, basically the beast's 666. The problem is, she's making demands like a woman with no kids and no baggage. She's not bringing to the table what a gorgeous 23-year-old woman offers. She's 30, with a child, and wants a handsome, high-value single guy from the top 20%, the full package, who'll be thrilled to get involved with a single mom. Honestly, some women have their standards completely out of whack.
Women.
As a woman, dating is hard because you want a man that's going to take care of you, right? You want a man that's going to put you in your place, but also take care of you. You want a man that's going to love you and be sweet and caring, but you also don't want them to tell you what to do, you know? I don't know. It's a double-edged sword sometimes. You want to be independent, but you want someone who's going to be there for you. You want someone who is your partner in life, but is also independent as well, you know? Why is life difficult? Why is dating difficult, you know? I don't know. I've been single so long, it's like a hyper independence thing that like dating is so scary. And it's like, of course I want to be loved and I want someone to be excited about and I want to have all those feelings of comfort and protection and solidity, and I can't think of the word, but there's another word I'm forgetting. And at the same time, the thought of it is absolutely terrifying because at any moment, granted, I know why it's terrifying because of trauma. But at any moment, that person could pull the rug out from under you and destroy everything. Absolutely destroy it all. Take it away from you. Is the risk worth taking? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Is it worth the risk?
Notice how she wants a man, but doesn't want him telling her what to do. In other words, she wants all the good that comes with having a man, but when it comes to the respect and structure that a relationship requires, she's not interested. She wants the relationship while still acting like she's single. That's why she's been single for so long. That's why, for most men, the risk just isn't worth it with her. Let's keep going. Women want the bears, And we want you to subscribe and help us hit 1,000 likes on this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. It's important to us. All right then, let's get back to the video.
Some people say yes, some people say no. I think it depends on the person. You know, people are so quick in my comments and my lives to say they like me or that they're interested in me, but you don't know me. You know, that's really what things boil down to. Sure, you can find somebody attractive, you can be interested in somebody, but you can't jump into a relationship with somebody. You need to make sure that when you guys are dating out in the real world, you take your time getting to know somebody before you actually jump into a relationship with them. Because the world is a scary place and people are scary. And especially when there are children involved, like, you need to make sure you're doing research on those people. You need to make sure that you are, especially when you start bringing the children around, that you're bringing them around somebody who is safe to be around them. The world isn't the same, you know? You have to be careful anymore. You can't just walk up to a stranger and say, hey, I think you're really attractive and I'd like to go on a date with you, and then expect that person to be okay with it. That's not how the world works anymore. For some people, it does work that way. Some women are okay with that. But for women like me, that's not okay with me. And like, I don't like giving my number out. I don't like giving my personal information out. But that's a me problem. It's just me. But it's a reality check. And people need to remember this is the real world. Real things happen. And at the end of the day, I have to think about myself and my daughter. And my feelings, my finances, my bills, and all the things, you know, her feelings. So when you guys go out there and you date, you have to remember those things as well. Yes, of course, so take some things with a grain of salt, but
She needs to think about her daughter, her feelings, and her finances. I just wonder, when did dating someone turn into a job interview for a position? If you're not available for courtship, you shouldn't be out here asking for a man. Now, for a single mother, her priority should always be her children. But if you're not a widow, then the best man you can give your kids is their father. Because looking at everything you're demanding, I doubt another Superman like him is going to show up. Let's keep going.
you have to keep in mind some of those things when you're dating. And I don't think a lot of people do. They just kind of wing it. They just fly by the seat of their pants and hope for the best. And to an extent, I do the same, but I also like to try to think ahead as well, because which sometimes is not a good thing, because then I get too involved in my feelings, and then I freak out and I say, never mind, I don't want to do this. And then here I am single still, which is probably why I've been single for so long. It's one of the reasons. But this is just a reminder that you have to remember that there are real life situations out there, and there are real life dangerous people out there that do not have good intentions. And so you need to make sure that you take all things into consideration when you're dating, because it shouldn't be an easy decision when you're dating. especially as an adult. As a kid, like, sure, whatever, because you're probably not going to be with that person forever. Sorry. But as an adult, you should really take your time getting to know somebody before you decide to make that kind of commitment. Because if you're serious about somebody and you're truly interested in somebody, you really need to take your time. And don't rush into it. Because you have all the time in the world, as far as you're aware. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video. It was on my mind. I hope everybody's having a good day, and I hope to talk to you guys soon.
Ma'am, you're over 35, so this idea that you've got all the time in the world, I don't think so. The issue is that you've got that empowered woman mindset stuck in your head, and you're not looking for an average man. You want a man who's above the rest, the one all women are chasing. In my opinion, you should lower your standards. On top of not having the looks, you've got a daughter, you're over 35, and you don't want a man telling you what to do. In the dating world, you're basically playing on hard mode, because for a man, that's a lot to deal with. So lower your standards, because you're just not worth the risk. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. What's your opinion on dating this widow? Do you think single mothers have higher standards than women without kids? If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Your support means a lot to us and keeps us motivated to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next video from the wall.